Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sentinel Lone Wolf, and today I'm going to be essentially sending you through. I'm going to be taking you through the campaign to Divinity Original Sin 2. This will be the tale of Kento, a disowned lizard noble who is a damn good fighter. Anyway, stepping away from that, I just went through the entirety of the beginning without...
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
But yeah, like I was trying to say before, I did the entirety of the introduction, the first chapter, whatever the hell you want to call it. And the way this is going to work is that I'm going to try role-playing Kento. Try to figure out what he would do, what he wants to do, what his morals are, all that.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards.
That's a pity. Lizards happen to be famous storytellers. Everyone knows that.
Really? Like, what kind of stories?
I know an excellent tale of a dragon king who ruled vast lands and had a beautiful elf princess as his wife.
A dragon that marries an elf? That sounds silly. Can I hear it anyway?
Of course.
You want me to tell the tale of the dragon, but despite your best efforts, you notice that your knowledge of legends and monsters is somehow upsetting the child.
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
Do you think I look like a sorcerer?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy.
Well, those magisters may well be wrong and crazy.
Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island. And it's a lot nicer out here than inside.
Do your parents know where you are?
They're gone now. The magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home.
Well, I'll see you later. Yeah, that's the kind of way I'm going to be going about it. Gonna try putting a voice to the character, trying to humanize it, trying to make it my own. I mean, sure, you could do that with most other games, but when it comes to role-playing games, it just feels right. I don't know if any of the audience has actually played a RPG or actually understands.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They've made it to shore.
Well, time to get in the fight. Wow. You know, I actually have an idea. Time to go Captain America in this bitch. Okay, never mind. Shields up. That's kinda weird. You guys suck. Can I burn you both? And that's a yes.
I thought these bloody
Perfect.
colors were supposed to keep those things at bay.
Alright.
Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
Alright. Alright, now. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the whole conversation deal the way I think of Kento. As
Here,
such,
Quercus, another giant. My word, this blasted isle is teeming with them.
I completely forgot about that.
What's that? Yes, I did see how it made short work of the great acorn servants. Quite right, very impressive. But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests. They are the very reason the great acorn is returning in all its wrath. What? Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I... Oh, I see. You need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe.
Why do you accuse me of destroying your forests? I do not remember doing such a thing.
Gads, it speaks our tongue, Quercus. Hush before. What do you mean a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. Oh, introduce myself? No, we will have the giant march. In time, we'll see whether it deserves our confidence. Now, onwards, shield! Venture forth, post haste. The great acorn waits for no one.
Freaking interrupted by a squirrel of all things. Anyway, sorry about that. I have a tendency of getting annoyed and just rushing through dialogue when it comes to games like this. Not exactly something to be proud of. One of the 6 I talked to on the ship, the Red Prince.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red colour. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
I'm glad to see you survived the shipwreck.
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, 2 smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hole. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
I was glad to be of help. It doesn't do to stand idly by when others are in danger. Doesn't matter if they're sorcerers or not.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom. Now then, if there's nothing further...
Why are you standing on this outcropping? Thinking?
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
I see old memories. My childhood days spent in the sun. Warm nights.
Memories. Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost.
What do you mean by lost?
What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
I suppose you could be no other than the famed Red Prince. Were such a thing to be possible?
The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the world tamer, the spouse of the sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Then why not travel with me? Maybe I can get you your throne back.
Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of our kind's revered mystics. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company.
I promise you, you will see the dreamer.
Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
Are you comfortable in the dexterous arts?
Finesse is a condition one should assume in any situation, from dining to discourse to dueling. What situations do you have in mind?
Looking for someone who doesn't mind getting their hands dirty. Pick a few locks, stab a few backs. A rogue fit the bill.
Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
That settles it.
The Red Prince nods, then gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
Nice. I got a smart ass for a companion. I'm trying to have a well-rounded party. Well, at first, yeah. At first. But yeah, balanced group is the best idea.
A black cat. Hello, kitty.
It seems we're not the only ones taking on strays. Oh, you don't need to be jealous, Quackus. Fur maketh not the cat.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
Okay.
What? How did I get? Hey, stop following me.
I wasn't following you. You approached me, you twit.
What? No, that can't be. I can't. Hey, stop following me.
Are you okay? Is your mind muddled or something?
Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
Where did you even come from?
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but it...
That's rather interesting. I was not expecting a black cat to join. Oh, sorry about that. I have a really strange habit of getting into the voices I do. But if you want to hear more of that, all you need to do is ask.
I've spotted something.
Oh, hey, an
Where this
alcove.
leads.
You walk up to a skeleton unlike any you have ever seen approaching. You hear a profane rump.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
What the...
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder... Does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh. It's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected.
I'm surprised to find you here. Why are you heading for a prison island?
It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Anything valuable?
Oh, yes. An exceptionally common, but exceptionally valuable commodity. A face. A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Hold up a sec. Sorry about that. My dogs have a tendency to bark at every single thing that comes across our windows. Don't know if you guys can hear that. Anyway, why is this so urgent? You're in a prison. It's not like you're going anywhere.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on Reaper's Coast. I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No. I may be an eternal, but my patience has its limits. Indeed. I may be the only eternal. My people seem rather absent.
At least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil field. Perhaps there I'll find my answers.
Sounds like you need a companion. Would you like to travel with me?
I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful.
Will work out well for both of us.
Excellent.
While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things.
Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours?
A wizard suits me perfectly well.
I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see.
That settles it.
Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
It's good to have an undead in my party. Looks like I'll have to get a couple of poison spells in order to make sure he stays alive, however. Actually... Anyway, let's continue on.
Your godward has asked you a question. Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
No matter if she's telling the truth or lies, you won't find out by mutilating her.
Stay silent, lizard!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood fall.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, your holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
Damn it all.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
Cruelty of it makes me sick.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
These creatures are so prone to violence, naturally the weaker specimens suffer.
Alright. 2 points available. Alright. All that. Alright, I got a total of 3 guys. Just one more.
find any bread.
You! Help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it for free. Why'd you gotta make this so hard?
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
Ah, shit, I need to take a look at that.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
The cat's eyes are
What's going on?
Alright.
Oh, how pensively our shield looks down upon us.
Nice questions. Damn it all. Sorry about that. I have some questions for you, rodent.
Dear me, it has questions, Quercus. Why, yes, I suppose answering them is the polite thing to do. Speak, shield! What are your queries?
What is the Great Acorn?
A giant body, but no giant brain, eh, Quercus? Surely even the tall folk know that Rivellon was bare before the great acorn fell from above and seeded the Irwood, covering this land in beautiful, perfect forests. Beautiful and perfect until the giant races, no offense, realized they could use it to build their houses and fuel their fires. They carved the Irwood up, and the forests shrank and shrank. None of the original wood remains. But someday, the great acorn will fall again. The forests will be reborn, and the giant races will be wiped from this world. At least that's what I hear.
I'll take my leave after that.
Indeed, Quercus. Let's be off.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh.
What's your name?
I'm Buddy.
What's the matter, buddy?
It's no use anyway.
Look a little thin.
The dog tentatively sniffs the offering, then grabs it between its teeth and swallows it.
You're nice. Emmy would have loved you.
Is Emmy the reason you're so blue?
She was my mate for the last 7, 22, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her.
You're not alone for now, at least.
I love you. Say, let me show you something.
The dog focuses at the cat at your feet. The cat's eyes are clouded.
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy. It's nice to see you.
Everyone's belly rubs.
I think I love you.
Now, where can I use the key you showed me?
Key? What key? Oh, the key! The Magister who took Emmy dropped it when he was walking away. Did someone say Emmy? Oh, Emmy. If you find out where it leads, if you see Emmy, tell her I miss her.
Where did you last see Emmy?
Not too far from here, but she was taken by a guy in a white robe who smelled horrible. Like lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of dogs. And also a little like dead people. He dragged her to the big castle just there. I'm so worried about her.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
House.
House of Law.
The soldier stiffens.
So, you likely do not know how to fasten a buckle, but I will be happy to sell you any armor you may require.
Right.
What do you need?
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Magisters I handle, but small ones.
Kids aren't so bad.
Stay in this cave a while longer. Provoke Modi, the wild one who runs like his clothes catch fire. I see how you feel then.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. No doubt he turns on you next. These humans hate us.
I'm happy to help.
She bows.
Do you know if there's any way out of the fort?
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs I can stand, but I fear the Magisters.
Who's in charge around here?
In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
I feel him, but I do not see him.
Shut up! Got you! I magicked you! You're dead! Got you! I got you! You're cheating!
Alright. I'll head out.
The cat's eyes are What's going on?
I don't even know what's up with that cat. Now, as for where to go,
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale.
What do you mean? You've never met me before.
We are unfamiliar, yet familiar. We are the same material, you agree? I am very curious. So tell me your tale.
Why not?
Start from the beginning. Start from where you come.
I'm from a far-off land from which I've traveled.
I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find.
I seek to make amends.
I understand. Now tell me how your story ends.
I hope to find something I've lost.
Ah, you want reunion. Life is lonesome. Yes, life is lonesome. The thing you love is gone. I have something for you, my friend. A gift. We can see the things we lose, not with our eyes, but with our hearts. This ruby does the trick.
Thank you for the gift.
It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my shore. See what I gather.
I shall take my leave. Alright. Now, I'm just gonna go get one more character before I end this little episode off. Question
I'm
is...
gonna give you one more chance to shut.
Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not him.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, Balladeer. You're acting like a madman.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on.
Might I help you settle your argument?
Piss off. Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
A flat smile twitches across Balladeer's lips.
She never did like you.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Is the coffin you're building for the kin you just murdered?
Murder's a big word. And no. This here's a bed for someone 1,000 times better than that snake. Rest her soul.
Who do you mean? Who's the coffin meant for?
The love of my life. Gret. She passed in the night. Something in the stomach. Doctor couldn't help her.
He tenderly runs a hand along the coffin's side panel.
If she were here, she'd tell me this plank is crooked. Chastise me for using warped wood on her final bed. Then she'd laugh and kiss me. Just here.
The man holds a hand to his cheek for a moment. He turns from you, lines up another nail, and hammers it into the panel.
It's kind of sad.
I'll be with you soon.
I'm taking out of those.
To avoid woken are attracted to source. But why? When another divine arises, will source change back? What if there are no?
Wouldn't know a thing about you and I, Gretty.
Sorry if I'm not exactly talking much, but if I remember correctly, I think Beast is somewhere out here. Margot. Yeah, there he is.
Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free, to no avail.
Hale, I remember you from the ship. Glad to see you made it away from the wreck.
Eh? Oh, that. Won't be my first or last roll on a lost boat. Reckon I might have had a harder time of it without your help, though. Bravery on the high seas is rewarded tenfold in the hall, you know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got business to attend to.
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something.
Do you need a hand?
Go on then, give it a go.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Well, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I, loosened her up.
He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble.
I doubt that old plank was worth a coin.
I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
Plan B? Were you planning an escape?
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment.
If you're getting out, I want in.
Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you.
I'd be glad to have you as an ally.
That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast.
I've heard of a dwarf called Beast before. Among the rank and file, you are known as the Hawk of the High Seas.
Well, there's a new one. Hawk of the High Seas, eh? Yeah, I like it.
What do you plan to do once you escape?
I'll tell you when you're older. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me is not half as important as the us. Let's get down to brass tacks. Fighting, I mean. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing and casting. A battle mage, if you like. But there's not so important as team dynamics. So what'll it be?
Battle mage is just what I'm after.
Then it's settled.
That's all, is it?
Capital! Well, that's that sorted. Onward then. I've got to get out of here. And soon. I suppose you do too.
Right. Is this going to be another attempt on my life? Because they're a frightful bore, frankly.
Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance. It's stabbing time.
Doesn't it? Damned nuisance these assassins are. It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really. Well, that was rather fun, wasn't it? I do find it ever so invigorating to cut a cutthroat's throat.
You seem awfully relaxed for someone who's just the target of an assassin.
Oh, one gets used to this kind of thing so quickly. This is hardly the first time someone's filled some poor fool's purse and bid him kill the prince. I'll tell you what, though. Whomever wants me out of the picture will have to do a lot better if they seek to get the better of me. All those bumblers they've sent so far mark a mere insult to my swordsmanship.
misery.
Now I think about it.
Ha! Coloured like a dog. A very tall, very scaly dog. I'd pity you, but Scepter the Ineffable has no patience for weakness.
The only sound I want to hear from a crab is its sizzling flesh served with butter and capers.
I'd like to see you try. Sauce courses through this flesh. Biting into such power would make your head explode.
Most peasants won't have the impudence to speak to me like this. Never mind a crab.
Get used to it. The time of Scepter the Ineffable has come. All will be peasants compared to me and my glorious soft powers. Those that I like to live, anyway.
Is there a way out of Fort Joy or not?
But of course, they'll happily dump your maggot-ridden corpse into the sea when they're through with you.
Do you know what happens inside the fort?
Sorcerers dance while magisters pull the strings. Fools all! Their tomfoolery won't save them from the destruction the void shall wreak upon them.
Didn't you want to bring me here to cure me?
Ha! Of course, precious. But which is worse, the cure or the disease?
I've no time for this. Insufferable pest.
Foolish to find what a scum. Foolish to find what a scum.
Well, I'd say that's about enough for today. Thank you all for coming by. My name is Tim Carter, aka Sentinel Lone Wolf.